Ah, welcome traveler. Come in, take a seat and put up your feet. Today, we're diving into a game called Dawn of Man, a prehistoric city building survival game, where we will be cooking up some roleplay to enhance the gameplay. This is part 13 in our multi-part series, and if you'd like to see more of this, please like, subscribe and drop a comment down below. Let's get cooking. And here we are, back with the River Clan. In the previous episode, we'd gone ahead and completed the Bronze Age, unlocking all of the technology in it, and constructing all of the final parts of everything that we got. We now have a thriving weapon and armor production facilities over here. Our farms are looking really good. All of our buildings have been upgraded to the highest possible tier that they can be, and we went ahead and also expanded our religious sector over here as well. So what's on the books for today's episode? Well, we're going to have a look here at the knowledge, and we're actually going to dive into the Iron Age. And the first step for this is to come in here and unlock iron smelting, which will give us access to an iron mine, banner, a bloomery, and a blacksmith, as well as jumping further on later to steel making. Well, let's go ahead and get that unlocked. One thing to keep in mind is that when you jump to the Iron Age, the wild horses will actually go extinct. So you'll only have access to feral horses, as you can see here. Wild horses are now extinct, and feral horses will be the only horses you'll find in the wild now. Let's have a look here. Okay, bloomeries and blacksmiths. Fantastic. And the Iron Age unlocked. Right, so first things first. I'm going to come in here. Now, with the blacksmith, we will no longer actually be needing these copper and bronze weapons, but I am still going to keep one of these buildings. So we're going to come in and remove this middle one, and we'll go ahead and set up some bloomeries. These are essentially where we will be melting down our iron, and I think we'll set up 4 of them, and I think that's actually a nice position there. We can keep these ones going. Actually, let's just keep 3 of these, and we'll just remove these 3, because I may want to make use of the space behind these workshops. Right, well, we're going to let things run for a bit and just get this completed, and then we'll dive into some more progressions further into the Iron Age. Another thing we'll want to take a look at here, though, just really quickly before we jump into a speed build, is actually going to the production. Metallurgy. Coming here to the iron mines, and we're going to construct 2 iron mines right here to get quick access to that iron. We want that to build as well, so we can start getting that good iron resource, and we're going to set these to a high priority as well, so that hopefully they'll be built really quickly. We'll be right back.
By the river's ancient bend, where the red earth meets the hand, valley echoes tales of birth, smoking stone, the iron's worth. Crack the rock and feed the flame, smelt the ore, we rise, we claim. Fire's breath and anvil song, ancient hands forever strong. In the shadows dusk descends, mystic cans the night transcends. Stars above and anvils glow, echoes of a world we know. Crack the rock and feed the flame, smelt the ore, we rise, we claim. Fire's breath and anvil song, ancient hands forever strong.
There we go. Our bloomeries are now completed. As you can see, each of these is capable of making iron and steel. But I've gone ahead and for 2 of them, I've disabled the iron production. And for the other 2, I've disabled the steel production. This way I can make sure that we're constantly generating 2 iron and 2 steel. Once we unlock steel, of course. Which, speaking of, let's go and do that right now. So we're going to come in here and unlock steel making. There we go. Now, all we need to do is come into metallurgy and grab the blacksmith, and we're going to go ahead and set up 2 blacksmiths. So one over there, and one where we had just cleared away the old pit furnaces that were here. So we're just going to let that build, and while that's building, we're going to have a look at, well, a little something that's going to make our iron mining a lot easier. And that's this over here, the deep iron mine. So in order to do that, we're going to go back to knowledge and we're going to unlock it over here. And what this essentially does is that while we have an iron mine like this, what the deep iron mine does is it allows people to go deeper into the earth and to further increase your extraction of iron out of the earth. So what you want to do with this is, let's find a nice little iron deposit somewhere close by. Let's have a look at what we've got here. We have some over here. So we're going to build 2 iron deposits, 2 deep iron mines right here. We'll let that construct. And then we're going to drastically increase our iron production. And then once we come back, and this is up and running, you'll see that we're actually going to end up using iron and steel for different things in our settlement. So iron will be used mostly for defensive buildings, so upgrading our watchtowers and our gates, whereas steel we're going to use that to produce items. Oh, we have a raider attack. Well, the one problem that we are facing now is that because we've entered the Iron Age, we don't quite have weapons that we're able to fend off properly. But luckily for us, these raiders are still using Bronze Age weapons. There's a few iron here and there, but we should be able to deal with this. So as we see, our people are running in here. We have plenty of weapons and armor, so we should be able to deal with this quite easily. Just waiting for everyone to gather up. We may speed this up a little bit. And let's go, we grab everyone. And we're going to set them onto the attack. We may lose a tower here though. And there we go. Well, we did lose one tower, but we were able to kill all of them and we only lost one person in that attack. And they've gone ahead and dropped all of their weapons as well, so we can actually scavenge all of these. You see, like here they have an iron spear. We can now go and scavenge it. Well, we're going to go back over here, set this to a high priority, so we can start getting our iron and steel production up and running, and we can start producing weapons and tools to get our little village, our little settlement here, not so little anymore, but we can get it running smoothly on the upgraded metals.
Hammer falls, the sparks ignite. Ash and sweat in moon's pale light. Tools and weapons taking shape. Echoes rise, the earth awakes. River whispers, spirits sing. In the forge, the hammers ring. Shaping metal, shaping fate. Echoes last in iron's weight.
here we are, our blacksmiths are now done. So we can come in here and just right click all of the items that we want to forge out of steel and iron. Now all of our tools we will be forging out of steel, which is much more superior to iron. And iron, we're going to keep that strictly for things such as the mail armor, oval shields, and defenses. I know that the gates use iron, and we're going to want to use a lot of that to upgrade our gates and defenses a little bit. So what are we doing next? Well, we're jumping back to the knowledge, and we're going to go unlock some more tech. We're going to come over here, we're going to get the saddle stones, and this will allow us to upgrade our granaries. We're also going to get refined shields and the mail as well, just so we can start producing them. And for that we're going to come over here, and as you see it takes some iron to turn into that. We're going to right click on the leather armor so that we're no longer producing that. Here we go. And then the oval shields as well, also some more armor. It's a 2-star instead of 1, so it's superior to the round shields. We're also going to come in and set these to be auto-made. This way we can start getting our people properly equipped with the best possible gear that we can provide for them. Now, let's take a look at these saddle stones. So, you'll notice that these were our old granaries. And now we actually have the saddle stone granary. So it doesn't look like much of an upgrade, but the purpose of these stones is actually that it prevents rodents and pests from getting into your granary, because they're unable to climb up the stones, make it around the larger stone at the top, and get up into your storehouse, eating your grain and your food. So this is going to be much better for our food storage. As you can see, these holes over here, the chopped down logs, and a vermin of some kind, or rats or so on, could easily climb up that, get into our storehouse and eat our food. But not if we go ahead and start upgrading these. So I don't want to do all of them in one go, so we're just going to start with 2, and then we'll go ahead and upgrade the rest, and we'll jump over here as well and do some upgrades here. I think we'll do 2 over here, 2 over here, and then that should be quite good. Right, well, we're going to let it run for a bit here, and once it's done, we'll have a look at it.
By the leather, stone and sand, hands of old prehistoric man, building dreams where waters flow, grinding grain to make bread grow. Rocks they carve with sacred skill, turning water with their will. Nature's power harnessed tight, love and fires bring the night. With the earth beneath our feet, round and round the wheel does beat. Ovens warm with glowing heat, granaries strong where cross will meet. Underneath the saddle stones, granaries rise in ancient tones. Sacred seeds we store away for the hunger's ready day. Rhythms pulsing through the land, guided by their careful hand. Life's inventions blooming now, ancient voices chanting loud. Circle of the fire, songs of ancestors inspire. Fires blaze, ovens bake, praise preserved for future's sake. Round and round the wheel does spin, ovens warm.
And there we go, our 2 stone granaries are now completed. And I must say they look a lot better than the old version. They're not as shabby, they don't have these worn down walls of mud and weaving. It's actual proper wooden walls. And the stones will provide good protection against any vermin or so on that want to come steal our food. The space is also, as you can see, 6 slots more. So that is going to provide a lot more space for food, and we can start building up massive storehouses of resources. Right, so what is next? Well, let's go have a look. Next we want to jump into, well, probably the hydropower, as this is going to make it much easier for us to make food. And we're going to get this in conjunction with something else. So we're going to get hydropower and baking. Now how this is going to work is that currently what we're doing is we're harvesting our crops and we're bringing through all of the grains, and then we're grinding it down here in the mortars to make flour, and then from there it's sent over through to the fire to be baked into bread. Now what we've just gone ahead and unlocked over here is the watermill, which is actually going to make use of water in order to power a grinding stone. It's going to make it a lot easier for us to get that flour from the grain, and we can use that to then bake bread. And speaking of the baking bread, we've unlocked the oven. So the oven is much more powerful than the fireplace for baking in particular, and it's going to provide a lot more bread. So we're going to go ahead and set up a few of them over here. I think about 4 should do it. And we have 5 grinding stones because I want all of our stuff I would rather have more flour being produced so that we always have enough flour to bake into breads, instead of our ovens sitting and waiting for the water mills to produce enough. I'm going to go ahead here, set this all to a high priority as I want to get this built. Right, lots of building happening, so we're going to jump into yet another speed build.
Eternal sun we stand, with stones we mold the river's band. The wheel turns slow with nature's might, bringing forth our future bright. Ancient hands begin to spin, water flows thick and thin. From dawn to dusk the rivers sing, life is born in endless spring. Fire roars in primal caves, ovens bake our endless days. Bread and strength in every bite, fueling hope neath starry nights. Ancient hands begin to spin, water flows thick and thin. From dawn to dusk the rivers sing, life is born in endless spring. Fields we sow our endless dreams, granaries rise on saddle beams. Harvest stored with love and care, feeding hearts to bond and share. Hear the chant that calls our kin, songs of earth and where we've been. Stones and fire, spirits blend, circle round and never end.
Finally, our watermills and our ovens are complete. So as you can see here, it makes quite a bit more bread than the fire. The fire only produces 2 for 1 flour, and this produces 4 for 2 flour in one shot. So it's twice as much bread in one go. And then of course, the mortar itself, as you can see here, 1 grain into 1 flour, and here we have 3 grain to 3 flour. So this is 3 times as fast. So we'll be able to produce plenty of flour going into plenty of bread and keep our people well fed. Next on the list, we're going to look at upgrading our defenses. For that, yet again, we go to knowledge and we're going to click here on reinforced fortifications. So what this does is it will allow us to upgrade our gates, as you can see here. For 1 iron, 2 wood, we can upgrade the gate, and our watchtowers as well. 4 iron, 4 straw, 6 wood, and it becomes quite a lot stronger. We're definitely going to need this, as when we get attacked by raiders now, they come in and they destroy between 1 to 2 towers at every entrance. And that's just a massive drain on our resources, having to rebuild the towers every time. So we're going to come in and start upgrading. And we're going to start with the entrances where they're always attacking the most. So we're going to go here, upgrade all of these to guard towers, and we'll just let that finish. In the meantime, what we're also going to do is have a look at a location for the cairn. So eventually, I do want to have this piece of land here cleared. I want all of these trees to just get large enough to actually cut down. As you can see, the young trees can't be cut yet. But once they are, this spot is going to be perfect for us to construct that. And it's essentially an ancient burial mound. But more on that when we get to that point. For the time being, let's just focus on upgrading this, as it's going to take quite some time. And we have a lot of entrances that need to be upgraded and a lot of watchtowers that need to be upgraded as well. And our first iron mine's actually been just constructed right now. A deep iron mine over here. So that's definitely going to give us a lot more iron as well going into the future. Let's go through, check if everything's still running. It seems so. So we should be on good ground to upgrade everything. We'll start with this and work our way through the rest of the settlement. And we've gone ahead and unlocked another milestone as well. So that milestone was for the production of 20 steel. So that's fantastic. And all we have left now in milestones is just to build the cairn and have 150 people in our settlement in total. Completely doable. We'll get on that as soon as we're done with our current project.
Ancient skies above us, roaring fires burn bright. Iron in our strong hands through the endless night. From the forge to the gateposts, hammers sing their tune. Defend our home settlement under the watchful moon. Iron doors now standing, guard towers rising tall. Protectors of our village, echoes of the call. Shields and spears together, rust never be our fate. In the shimmer of the charcoal, we fortify our gate. Ancestors are whispering, in the wind we hear. Iron Age beginnings, born out of fear. Iron doors now standing, guard towers rising tall. Protectors of our village, echoes of the call. So
our gates and our towers have been upgraded. What we're also going to do is just come in here and build some wooden platforms behind the walls, so our people can stand on top of this to shoot arrows down at any raiders that would attack us. So, with that now finally completed, let's have a look at the last stages of our upgrades. So we're jumping into the knowledge, and we're going to unlock, over here, the complex megalithism. So what does complex megalithism do? Well, we go here, you'll see that it allows us to construct buildings that are going to further increase our prestige and morale. And in particular, it's going to be this building over here. Very fancy, very cool looking. And I think this is going to look fantastic if we were to place it over here. All I'd want to do is just maybe play around a little bit with the positioning. Maybe change the rotation. Maybe we'll have it facing this way, which I think might be a better choice. So we're going to throw that down and allow this to build. The only thing is that this is going to take 4 megaliths. So we're going to have to go through to our megalith panel, go find the 4 closest, and assign them to this cairn to be built. It might take quite some time for our people to bring the megaliths over, but they should be able to do it, and then we can get this constructed. Right, let's jump right to it.
Before the sun could rise or see, we moved the earth just to be free. With hands of stone and aching bones, we built our world with quiet tones. Under skies so wide and pure, we placed each stone to endure, marking paths of distant kin, a circle where the life begins. Together we raise the weight of time, with heartbeats loud in ancient rhyme. For those who've walked this path before, their spirits echo evermore. Oh, evermore. Shadows cast by moonlight's kiss, we felt the touch of timeless bliss. With strength we stacked the sacred stones, in honor of our flesh and bones. From heart to hill we left our mark, each stone a story deep and dark. Beneath the stars we understood their guiding light, our brotherhood. Together we raise the weight of time, with heartbeats loud in ancient rhyme. For those who walked this path before, their spirits echo evermore.
And there we are. The final milestone is completed. 150 people and the cairn constructed. It's actually looking really good, and I think it fits in quite well. Makes a nice little end here to our grave area. And it's a really nice structure actually, with all these little statues in it. Very cool. Right, so I think that's about everything that we can do in this settlement. And we've done quite a lot. We have a massive farmland over here that is planting and growing and being harvested throughout the whole year. It's only winter that we're not planting anything, but we're still processing things throughout the whole year. We have a nice large graveyard area to accommodate our people passing away, which I must say, for this game, when raiders attack, you can lose anywhere from, on the low end, 1 to 2 people, but I've had some attacks that take about 30 people out. So you have 30 settlers dying to a raider attack just due to not having enough people there at the attack site and at the same time to defend, or just being outstripped when it comes to technology and weapons. But other than that, we seem to be able to handle everything quite nicely. Our entrances are now properly defended. We have these iron studded and reinforced gates, and we have some proper guard towers up as well. We have plenty of houses. We've cleaned up some of the fires and the mortars, because obviously we now have the watermills and the ovens. So this is actually looking really nice. I'm really liking this. We've come very far from having a few small huts and a fireplace and one little old crafting hut, one of these, a crafter, all the way through to where we are now. Our population has grown drastically. We had more than 200 people, and the workload is staying at a steady amount of it as well. Only thing I wish we could do is just increase the amount of clothes that we could make. I think perhaps if we come over here and just activate this, then it shouldn't be a problem. But I do think that we perhaps may look at, in the future, if we play this game again, just better laying out our settlement. What I would probably do different in the future is to have our living area, where it would be somewhere here, so that you have your farms lying on the outside of it, so that your people can get much quicker between your housing and work areas. I think that's about the only change I would make here for this layout. I would probably have moved that area as well somewhere to the center, so to have your religious buildings in the center of the settlement, your houses around that, and then your massive work areas around that as well. I really enjoyed this, and I think that this settlement is actually very successful. As we can see here, we actually completed all of the milestones, and we may look at doing some of the challenges in this game as well in the future, so keep an eye out for that. But that is unfortunately all the time that we have left for today's episode and for this playthrough. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe, as it would greatly help the channel. If you'd like to be kept updated as to new videos being released, then please hit that notification bell. If you have any feedback, suggestions, or requests, leave a comment down below and let us know. Until next time, this is Roast Temp. Keep cooking.